Hello and welcome along and welcome back to No Man's Land. We are headed up to the shop because, as I mentioned at the end of the last video, this came up for offer. So this is an Amazon spreader. It's not that small. It looks so much smaller in the shop than it is. But this was a whacking 76% off, I think. And as I said at the end of the last video, I wanted to get your feedback on this. Unfortunately, because this is Monday's video and I needed to record it on Sunday, I don't know what you guys have said in the chat so far. So hopefully you gave me the feedback and it basically said, grab it. I think it's a good purchase. We are going to be better off with this. We know we need something that spreads lime and fertilizer, and this will do both. It cost us 8,500, so we did borrow a bit of money to get it. Oop, no, connect that up and connect that up. So that's fine, and it fits on the back of this tractor really quite well. I think it should be okay power-wise. Let's have a look at the things we own. So power-wise, it's 110 horsepower, so it's a little bit underpowered our tractor for this, but we should be okay, I think. It's not absolutely great, but should be all right, and will keep us going. There is one other piece of equipment actually that really interests me at the moment. It's this. The GK300M full edition. Now this is a grass roller. It's normally 13,000, but I think this actually is 76% off. So 73% off. It was 64% off for the spreader. So I think this would be an absolutely cracking thing to get. We've got 95 horsepower, so we should be with enough horsepower to run this. This will not only roll our grass, but it'll also allow us to plant our grass. I know that our current seeder, I think, will allow us to do that anyway. Yeah, so we can plant stuff with this seeder as well. But I think this would be a useful little bit of kit to have on the farm. So what we're going to do today is we're not going to do the plowing. We're going to go and get the money together to pay for this. We're going to sell some bales to do that. And then we're going to get a little bit extra as well. And hopefully get that grass roller seeder as well, which both will be really useful for the farm, and maybe even get somewhere new for us to live. So basically trying to build up the farm a little bit today, ahead of doing a bit of plowing in the snow, I think, because we've got some snow on the way. How long it will last, I don't know, but yeah, we want to really get setting up the farm, and we're gonna have to sell, I think, the silage bales really as we need them until we hit that high in sort of January, February for them as well. So yeah, we're gonna sell a few silage bales today as well. So we'll get this back to our swiftly growing yard area. We are gonna have to expand this in a bit, I think, to get some more some more space to really do things, and maybe try and put a shed in here. Again, we need to raise a bit of money to do that. We'll park this off to the side over here, and then what we can do is that we want to get our weight on the back and our bale grab on the front. Weight on here, like so. We want the front loader on the front. Get that in there like that. And we'll leave our forks at the side. And look, the snow is beginning to fall. So yeah, it's gonna be a snowy load up of these bales, but that's fine. There's plenty to be doing. It is winter, it is December, and we are being kept very, very busy on here. As I said before, I'm hoping we're going to raise enough money to get chickens and sheep on here. I have seen some comments because Sunday's video was released slightly before I started recording this, saying, can we do pigs on here? I think pigs might be a longer term thing. Maybe something that we do around here in the yard. And, well, we've got space at the top of that field there where we could do pigs as well. We don't expand the field out any further. So there's, yeah, there's lots of options for what we can do where. The other thing about doing this is hopefully I can get some of these loaded up. Now, we need to be careful because obviously we have already loaded up. Oh, sorry, we have only just dropped some of these off. So as a result, they won't be fully fermented yet. We've got a few bales that are, though. And they should go on here. And somebody did tell me after I did this last time exactly how I should be doing this on here. And apparently I wasn't far off. The only thing I was doing wrong really was dropping them onto the trailer. Right, so this one here, that is a silage bale. So we will grab that one. Yeah, and in. Lift it up. And the idea is, yeah, as we were doing last time, you come on here at a bit of an angle. And then you place it like so. So yeah, if you come in at an angle, you leave yourself enough space to then come in and put the next one on. And yeah, you then just push them on a little bit with these, just to try and maneuver them a little bit better. Oh, it's a lot of careful maneuvering with this. There we go. So that then goes on there like that. And we move on to the next one. And try and pull it out of the middle of this section. Wow, the light has been destroyed by this snowstorm. Now these are 350 litre silage bales. So they should be worth a fair amount of money each. Just want to bring it. So that's how we're doing the maneuvering. So we're putting them as close as we can, carefully placing them down, and then strapping them on like that. And yeah, we're getting them pretty close on here. I think we might get somewhere between 6 and 8 bales on here. We are having to jump out each time and just check what we're picking up is a silage bale. Because as I said, we've got a whole load of bales here that most definitely are not. They're still fermenting and will be for a bit. Now 3,500. You can see at the moment that we are coming up. We've got a rising price at the moment, or should have. Current price is slightly down and it's 336 per bale. So yeah, we're gonna have to sell quite a few of these to reach the price that we paid, that we borrowed for that spreader, and then again quite a few in order to get that grassland roller, which I don't think is a massively necessary thing for us to buy. The thing about it is it's a really good price for that, but we have something that will actually plant that. And if we look, oh, it's gone. Somebody's bought it. So yeah, we can't get it anyway. So we are just looking to raise that money to sell, or to repay what we borrowed today to get that spreader. Because yeah, it would have been nice to have that, but you know, it's one of those things where sometimes the choice just gets taken out of your hands, and you don't get to do it. So this is about 6,000 to 7,000. So I think we're gonna need at least 7 of these to repay the grass roller. That is fine. Not the grass roller, the spreader. So that will be fine. I'm only wanting to sell as many as I need to do that. But what this does mean is that unless there's a massive price hike or a massive value hike in what happens, we're not going to make a huge amount, even from this large number of bales we've got here. I would like to sell, I think, 8 or 9 today. So, we've got 6 on here so far. Trying to bring this around. Oh, there we go. Just shove that across a little bit. And lock that one on. Yeah, I'd like to probably sell about 8 or 9 today. If we can do that, that's going to give us a nice little amount of money kicking about. Can we get that one? Yeah, that's silage, and then we should be able to get that one as well. And then we're going to be fairly well set up going into winter. We're not going to get a lot of money for our tent, but we'll turn the lights off now. But we should hopefully get a nice little amount to do the other bits with. There we go. Open. Right, and then we'll put one on from the back and get 8 bales sold today, and yeah, get a nice little income from this. And we're gonna have to do this over a period of several days, because just look at the number of bales we've got. It's a large amount, and we need to get them sold over time, preferably without having to buy a brand new trailer, because that would be expensive. There we go. There we go. Close that down, bring that down, and then we can hook this up and go and get these sold. Which is going to save us, well, going to save us a bit of money, and hopefully get everything moving nicely again, so that we can come back here and start getting these 2 fields plowed. We really need to make enough money though to get that placeable, and start making some cash from the rocks. Now the moment of truth. How much is 28,000 litres of silage going to be worth? Let's pull up onto the sell point. And then we can unlock them. There we go. We're up to 11,093. Absolutely fantastic. What that means is we can pop into here, pop over here, and you can see that we increased our loan. Where is it? New loan cost. Where's the new loan input? Actually, it didn't come in. Here we go. Sold bales. No. We made 9,682. I'm looking for the extra money that we got in, but it looks like it's not listed here, interestingly. Yeah, we will repay 10,000 in loan, because that's what we borrowed. And you can see that our loan amount is sort of £1,000 a day at the moment, and went up quite a bit at that point in September. But I can't see where we actually borrowed money. So, yeah, it's weird that it doesn't show in there as far as I can see. So, yeah, there we go. That is our loan done. And we can do. So, let's get this back to the farm. That I'm pretty happy with. Now, what we want to do is get... Well, we've got more ploughing to do. Before we can go any further, really. So let's go plough a field. So by my calculations, what we need to do to get our farm up and running fully is we need about £5,000 for a shed. We need £10,000 for a log cabin for us to live in. We need 6,000 to get the chickens going. We need 26,000 to get the sheep going. I don't know if pigs are any cheaper, actually. Animals. Pigs would cost us 28. Sheep would cost us 26. So, yeah, we want to get that started up. We probably want to get the lime going before that then, though, because that is 15,000. So there's a lot of expense we've got coming our way in the near future just to sort of get things up and running, and more money coming in. Hopefully, we're looking at a fairly large increase in our value of our silage bales going forwards. There's a fair amount of that's coming. So yeah, we should be able to afford most of the upgrades and updates to the farm that we want to do coming up just by selling the silage bales we have. However, we also need to keep an eye out and see if we need to borrow a little bit of money. If we can borrow some money and keep the minimum, keep that to a minimum, that would be good. So we'll see how far these silage bales go, and then to move ourselves forward that little bit further, we probably will have to borrow a little bit. Now, the field I'm going to plow today, because I'm trying to basically plow one field every video, is going to be the one to the right here, where we've positioned our plow. I'm going to do, like we did last time, we're going to work out where the headland is here by plowing the outer bit first. So let's turn on field creation. Get ourselves nice and straight. Turn on field creation, and away we go, and get a nice straight edge of the field up here. We spent quite a bit of money last time, actually, just getting this road put in and adding some extra grass in. So I want to make sure that we are properly defining this field to make sure that we're all good. And like last time, what I'm going to do is we're going to come up to the top here. We're going to basically plow almost as far as I can, because we've mowed pretty much as far as we can. Turn the plow, and we're going to add an area in which we can turn around in and define this headland up the top here. So bring this down to here. We're not quite at 180. There we go. That's close enough. And 180 straight back down the field on this end here. And that will define our our headland area there. It'll take 3 or 4 plows to come across and cover it, but it should mean that we get a nice turning area and get things nicely squared off as well. I'll bring that to that there-ish. Right, perfect. And we're going to go to the other end and do the same thing. We want to move the furrow in the opposite direction, though. We'll come up to the end of our field here. And yeah, we're going to move it in the opposite direction this time. So into the field, whereas before we were doing it out. And that means that the headlands then both move in the same direction each time. And we reverse it when we do it the next year. And that keeps it that little bit more realistic when we're doing that. And up to that point there. And again, turn the plow, make sure we're going the same way. Give ourselves a nice headland to work with. And do the same thing again. And this should mean that we are able to work this field a little bit easier. And we'll work it really within this inner boundary we've created. And then come back and do the headlands afterwards. And should work out quite well. I'm also going to start at the top end of the field, as that's the straighter edge, and you can see that the road here is a little bit odd. So turn the plow, down here like so, and yeah, that's about right, I think. 270, and across the field we go. Look, we got another field coming into being. So, small mistake I made on my first run across this field. I had my plow turned the wrong way. My wheels on the plow should be into the field in order to keep the right direction and everything. So, I've now corrected that. Managed to correct it on my first run, or second run across the field. First furrows would have been turned the wrong way. So, yeah, that's not great. But, corrected now and all good. And we're making good progress through this field. We're probably about a third of the way through it at the moment, I think. And, yeah, it's turning over nicely. We're getting a large number of stones on here. Not surprising because we've had that pretty much for every field we've ploughed on here so far. But as I said, the whole reason we're looking to get the lime production facility going forward is because we're not looking to cultivate on here. We're not looking to have a cultivator on here. We're looking to plough our fields each time, collect the stones, and then produce lime from it. And we know that we can sell lime from it for the stuff we don't use. And we now have the spreader, of course, which means that we can use any lime we create and spread it on these fields. And that will be the aim, is actually going to be to sell the silage bales, get that lime production facility up and running, and then that will give us some lime that we can get, and will give us the opportunity as well to make a little bit of extra cash from the stones that we've got on the field. I mean, we can sell the stones, but we won't make anywhere near as much as if we use that production facility to do the lime as well. The whole setup for the field is working well as well. I'm very pleased with how everything is going. And so, yeah, as always, we seem to be doing pretty well on our little farm here on No Man's Land. It is coming together very, very nicely. So what is the plan going forward here on No Man's Land? Well, basically, we want to get our 3 fields that we've got here ploughed. So we're about halfway through that process. We should get the final field ploughed next time. So by mid-December, all of our fields will be ploughed. We can then go stone picking on here. We want to get these 3 fields destoned late December and collected up. At which point we should have all of our silage bales fermented and just about ready. At which point I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on the price. And I might in January just skip forward a little bit. We know the price sort of peaks in January and holds in February for the silage. So January may be a month where we skip through and don't move forward. Unless something big happens, like a combine becomes available or something like that in the sales, in which case we'll have a quick bit and do that. But in general, we want to get to the best price for the silage and keep a good eye on that. As soon as we hit that, we can sell the remaining silage bales and get this. We're then in a position to move forward. The first thing I want to buy is the lime production. We buy the lime production. That gives us an income from the solar panels that are on it. It gives us an income from any lime that it creates, as well as giving us lime for these 3 fields. And we want to get these 3 fields limed before we plant them in March. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit tight to get these done. And then in March, when we hit that, what we want to do is get these fields planted with a cash crop that we can do with the same combine harvester header as we will be able to do our barley with. So our best bet is probably going to be to do a crop like canola. Canola plants really early. It's going to be soybeans, isn't it? Something like soybeans on here, or sorghum. Prices for soybeans. So sorghum sells really quite well. Price fluctuations, yeah, sells best in January, whereas soybeans sells best in July, but harvests in October, November. So our best bet actually is sorghum. Sorghum is going to be a good cash crop for us on here. It uses the same header as our other crop, as our barley, and so yeah, it will be a good turnaround for us. I don't know, does our seeder plant sorghum? It does. So yeah, we can do that, and so it's looking like we're going to be a barley and a sorghum farm. Interestingly enough, our chickens will also eat sorghum, so yeah, we'll have plenty of options. Although with the price of it, we probably want to be selling it rather than feeding it to our chickens. Which is going to really be the plan for the barley, I think. The main part of the field is done, and we've just got this little area here to do before we do the headlands. It's a little bit more fiddly because it sticks out here. I do like that our fields aren't all, you know, perfect rectangles. It does feel a little bit nicer as a result of that, and a little bit more fluid as a farming area to be farming it in this way. Yeah, so I'm just trying to keep it realistic to that, and nicely in shape there. It is it is quite interesting trying to keep it all correct and right. But yeah, little bit that kicks out at the bottom here just means that this field is ever so slightly larger at this end than it is at the other end, and gives it a little bit more character. And none of our fields particularly are rectangular. Our one near the farmyard is probably the most rectangular one I think we've got. It's got nothing, well, it's only got one end of it cut out a bit. Our one to the side of this isn't. It is most definitely got two bits of rock that stick into the middle of it. The grass field definitely isn't. And our final field is probably the most rectangular of them all. But even that, it has a bit of tree line cut into it at the top. Right, now we did this originally pushing into the field here, so we're gonna come in on this side and bring this down here, and then we can just finish this headland off here, and then we'll head up to the other headland and do the same, turning it out of the field rather than into the field as we're doing here. One more run up the field here at this far headland after this one, and we'll be done and dusted on our second of our well, 3 fields that we've needed to get ploughed in the winter, which is absolutely brilliant. I am so pleased with how this is going, how well this is all coming together. We're going to have a bumper harvest next year. We should do. We are in a very, very good position for it. We are going to have, yeah, 2 fields of, well, we said sorghum, didn't we, earlier? So, yeah, 2 fields of sorghum here in these 2, and another field of grass. The field of grass, hopefully by the end of the spring, will be producing hay for our... Get this right. There we go. Yeah. Hay for our sheep. So that will all be good. I'm going to leave this up here in this corner. Before we take the tractor back, we don't need to take this all the way back, but we may have a need for the tractor at the yard, as we found out last time. So let's disconnect that. And bring this round. Leave our plough out here ready for next time. But I'm really pleased. That has gone well. We've managed to get ourselves a spreader at a massively reduced price. Yeah, we didn't manage to get ourselves a grass roller, but to be perfectly honest, we have a grass roller we can buy, which is about that price anyway, new. So maybe we'll get lucky and maybe that will turn up as a for sale as well, which would be really good. Would make me really, really happy. As it is, though, we are all done for the day. I'm going to leave the lights on this because that will make it easier for us to get an overall final shot. But yeah, we've got one more field to plow. We've got some stones to collect, and we've got some lime to make, and hopefully we'll get onto that in the near future. For now, though, we're going to leave it here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.